سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد respected brothers and elders we've been going through Surah Al-Mulk and many ayats of Surah Al-Mulk and of the show left off but alhamdulillah we're gonna do one or two of the ayat which Allah mentions that فَلَمَّا رَأَوْهُ زُلْفَةً سِيئَتْ وُجُوهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَقِيلَ هَذَا الَّذِي كُنْتُمْ بِهِ تَدَّعُونَ. But when they see it approaching, the faces of those who disbelieve will be distressed, and it will be said, "This is that for which you used to call." Right? But when they see it approaching, the faces of those who disbelieve will be distressed, and it will be said, "This is that for which you have been used to call." They will definitely see this day of resurrection coming closer, slowly and gradually, that they will see themselves old, the angel of death, the punishment of the grave, the judgment day, the accounting of deeds, and weighing the scale of the deeds and the hellfire, right? So this is something that will approach and that will come closer and closer, right? Yesterday we were just talking about the major signs of the Qiyamah, and one of them is the coming of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Okay, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in another place, وَلَوْ أَنَّ لِلَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا وَمِثْلَهُ مَعَهُ لَافْتَدَوْا بِهِ مِنْ سُوءِ الْعَذَابِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَبَدَا لَهُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يَكُونُوا يَحْتَسِبُونَ وَبَدَا لَهُمْ سَيِّئَاتُ مَا كَسَبُوا وَحَاقَ بِهِم مَّا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. Were the wrongdoers to own all that in the earth, and even twice as much, they would surely seek to ransom themselves with it against the evil punishment of the day of judgment, to free themselves. So meaning that when they see this and when they approach the hereafter and the day of judgment, and they will see the azab, they will want to, ransom, if they were to own the entire world and twice as much as that, they would want to try to ransom that, right? So that they could, from the adab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the severe adab that Allah has prepared for those who disbelieve, right? And subhanallah, there's another other ayah related to this as well, where the effect of what is being felt will be seen on their faces. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says that وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا أَمْرُ السَّاعَةِ إِلَّا كَلَمْحِ الْبَصَرِ أَوْ هُوَ أَقْرَبُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. To Allah belongs the unseen in the heavens and in the earth, and the matter of the hour is a twinkling of an eye, or nearer. Surely Allah is powerful over everything, right? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is powerful over everything. And in the previous ayat there was regarding where they were the kuffar, the non-believers, were such that when bring the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you are true, right? Bring the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you are true. They were challenging. They were challenging about it, right? But when the azab will come to them, it's something such severe that they will want to give, the entire earth and twice as that, in ransom, so that they could be saved from that, right? So what do we understand from the verse? That when the earth is heavily shaken with its final earthquake, right? The real implication here is that the extent to which the earth will be shaken cannot be imagined today. The actual way in which it will reel, totter and stagger as preordained by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an event beyond imagination, right? How it's going to happen, the entire world, right, will be destroyed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the day of judgment. But one thing which is absolutely certain is that all this is bound to happen, therefore it is the well-being of a person to remain alert about its arrival and not spend his life remaining unmindful about it. So, for us to understand and know the signs of Qiyamah, the signs which will come before that, it's very important for us to understand it and remember it. And then at the same time, when we understand that, we say that, oh Allah, protect us from that severe, trial or tribulation. At the same time, we will be worried about the hereafter, right? And as I mentioned before as well, that the Qiyamah is Sughra, right? Which is a person when he dies, right? Qiyamah is Sughra, meaning a small Qiyamah, right, is something that is when a person dies, his Qiyamah has started, right? It's like, because he is in a place where there is no time, right? And it is for him, it's like he died, he was buried, and he was either enjoying the fragrance of Jannah in his qabr and all the blessings, right? And it was like a split second where now he's coming out of his grave and he's going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's going to the Hashr, right? That's how it's going to be for a believer, for somebody who has spent his life in the obedience of Allah in this world, and at the same time, those who have been disobedient to Allah, they'll be facing that punishment in the hereafter, in the qabr, in the thing. But it will be such, it will be severe punishment. But again, the severeness they'll be affected with that, right? But it will be something where they will, it will be like not like, it won't be a time like in the world that we have where somebody's passed away 200 years back, right? So it's so many years, 200, 300 years have gone by, and he's been in his grave. For him, it won't be like that. It will be like a day or half a day or even less than that, because we can understand this from another ayah of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he mentioned the day of judgment, right? The day of judgment, he mentions that it's خمسين 50,000 years of what we calculate, right? 50,000 years of what we calculate is one day of the day of judgment. So in that, from that we can understand that the time that you spend in the hereafter, like it's something that there's no time in that world. In other words, in that time period when you like. For example, somebody passed away thousands of years ago, right? That doesn't mean, he's been in the qabr for thousands and thousands of years, and now Qiyamah, when is it going to come? We don't know that, right? But it's just going to be like a little time for each and every person, you see. And that is the qudra and mercy, the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? During the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those who used to deny the Day of Judgment had basically three misconceptions, right? What were their conceptions? Firstly, they had extreme doubts about the destruction of this world, right? Secondly, they reckoned that it was not possible to keep an account of all the deeds of each and every person, right? So these are misconceptions, and this is why people don't believe in the hereafter. Few of these are, three of them. So one is they extremely doubted about the destruction of this world. That this world is amazing. Look at it. There's so many big mountains and this earth and the trees and the sky and the moon and the sun and all these things. How can it be, destroyed? Who can destroy this? Right? It's impossible. Right? Secondly, that thought that the reckoning wouldn't be possible because each and every person's account of deeds, cannot be accounted, right? Computers would fail, right? But the computers of Allah doesn't fail, right? Can you imagine from the first person till Adam, from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, till the last person to come on the face of this earth? We say right now, how many, 7.1 billion or 2 billion, humans inhabit the world, right? Is that, am I right?
Yes.
7.2 billion, right? 7.2 billion, right? Imagine Allah has a count of each and every, person, right? And that is just at this time. Can you imagine from the time of Adam alayhi salam till now, how many billions of, not even billions, trillions, or I don't know, so many people have come and gone, and all the accountability of that. See, this is the qudra, this is the power of Allah. This is how we recognize Allah, right? That, computers can fail every technology in this day and age or anything to come in the future, right? Like we say, okay, I have a thumb drive, it's got 64 GB in it, right? I can, or 1 terabyte now, like you have 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and say, I can have everything in it, right? But, Allah does not need any terabyte, right? Allah does not need any terabyte, right? So that is the second thing. The third thing, they were of the opinion that even if the above two were true, right, there was no need for them to be fearful, because the deities they had associated with Allah would intercede for them, right, and would save them from any punishment, right? They went as far as to believe that these intercessors would even win for them a high rank and status in the hereafter, right? And all these three misconceptions are dealt with in Surah Al-Zilzala, Surah Al-Zilzala, and there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions, بَلْ تَأْتِيهِمْ بَغْتَةً فَتَبْهَتُهُمْ فَلَا يَسْتَطِيعُونَ رَدَّهَا وَلَا هُمْ يُنظَرُونَ. Right? Rather, it will suddenly strike and confound them. They will not be able to repel it, nor will they be able to respite. That is, that when Qiyamah comes, right, they won't have no time. Like when somebody faces death, you don't say, oh, wait a minute, I need to take care of this. I need to take care of, no. It comes straight away, it's good that you're gone, right? It's like, unfortunately, some sister was going to go to Umrah. She was ready to go to Umrah, and suddenly she collapsed and passed away. Yeah. Just a week back or so, right? So again, the Qiyamah will come in such a way, right, that it will come suddenly, right? In ونفخ في الصور فصعق من في السماوات ومن في الأرض إلا من شاء الله ثم نفخ فيه أخرى فإذا هم قيام ينظرون. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and the horn, the sur will be blown, and whosoever is in the heavens and whosoever is in the earth will fall dead except whom Allah wills. Right? Then it will be blown again, and at once they will be standing looking on. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will blow the angel will blow the sur, the horn, and everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy. Right? It said at the time of a nation where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He sent the wind to them. Right? Which nation? Ad, right? وَأَمَّا عَادٌ فَأُهْلِكُوا بِرِيحٍ صَرٍ عَاد. Yeah. So, the angel said, right? The angel asked Allah. The scholars mentioned that the angel asked Allah that should we open, blow the air like from, a hole equivalent to the nostril of a cow, right? So what did Allah say? If you do that, you will destroy the entire world, so many times, right? He said, no, just a little, open the hole just a little and blow and destroy them. Qawm Ad was such, big people, tall, like giants, you can say. For us, they were like giants, right? The kids would become age of puberty at the age of 300. Yeah, at the age of 300, they would become, that would be the age of their puberty, right? So that's subhanallah. Allah gave them strength. Allah gave them that, strong body, but, Allah destroyed them just like that, right? So, then so many other ayat, that are related to, qiyamah. There's one of the Surah, فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ, that when again Allah, commanded the angel to blow the horn, everyone will come out of their graves, right, rushing, right, from their graves towards their Lord, and they will say, woe to us who has raised us from our sleeping place, right? This is what, Ar-Rahman, meaning the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسل, right? This is what Ar-Rahman, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the all beneficent, Allah had promised, and the messengers had told the truth. The messengers told you about this, right? That the Qiyamah is going to come. You were denying because of these three reasons, right? And then the third one is the, most, crazy one, where they think that their gods or their other people will intercede for them, right, and give them a higher rank, right? Subhanallah. That was their misconception. That's something that they didn't understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ, that the messengers had told you, had warned you in that. إِن كَانَتْ إِلَّا صَيْحَةً وَاحِدَةً فَإِذَا هُمْ جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ. But, and told them it will be no more than a single blast, and in no time they will all be present before us, right? A single blast from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough to destroy the entire world, right? Destroy it. Right? So this is just a little bit about the Day of Judgment, and I'm running out of time, so inshallah I'm going to keep it to the hadith. It's a lengthy hadith about the Day of Judgment. Inshallah we'll continue again, just recap this ayah next time. Every Tuesday we have Tafseer, so we'll talk about this again, and inshallah, let us not forget every single day to try and read Surah Al-Mulk, okay? Because as we mentioned, the Surah Al-Mulk, what does it do? It saves us from the azab of qabr, from the punishment of the grave, right? And inshallah, that is, we need that, right? And every day, it's a surah that you will enjoy to read. At the same time, it's a surah, very, 2.5 pages or so, right? And subhanallah, if we read that on a daily basis, inshallah, it will be rewarding for us. We pray that Allah accepts it from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the reality, give us the understanding of His divine message. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, keep us steadfast on it. Give us the ability to adhere to His message and to practice it. Jazakallah khair. That's okay. Yeah. There's quite a lot of people. Yeah. Jazakallah. How are you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every Tuesday, we do